it's Astrid. So I have a secret. Aside from these bandages on my arms, I'm not a junkie, I'm a platelet donor. And you should be one too, unless you love cancer or something. No, my secret is this. I've been wanting a Jazzmaster in my life for a while. I've just been waiting for the right one to come along, and folks, I think I found it. This is the Squier 40th edition Jazzmaster Gold Edition in Lake Placid Blue, because why would you get any other color? Honestly, the only thing that would make this guitar look any cooler, in my opinion, is matching paint on the headstock and maybe a gold Squier logo. But I get it, we're dealing with Squier here, not Fender Custom Shop. The Gold Edition also comes in Limpet White, which is decent, but I already have a Jag in that. In addition, there's a Vintage Edition, which has a satin finished maple neck and relic chrome hardware. That one comes in satin seafoam green and satin desert tan. So talking specs here, we're looking at a poplar body with a gloss poly finish. This particular example is on the lighter and more resonant end, which I enjoy. But poplar does vary quite a bit. The neck is also a gloss finish, but it's not one of those super smothered necks. It has almost a semi-satin feel to it. It's a bit thick in the cowboy cord area, but you get used to that pretty quick, particularly if you have big hands like I do. Pickups are Fender-designed Alnico 5s and run on the hot side, particularly the bridge. So if you're looking for pure vintage tone, you may want to swap those out, but I enjoy them as is. This instrument currently retails for about $500, $70 more than the Classic 5, with which it shares a lot of features. So what does that upcharge get you? Well, two things mainly, apart from the aesthetics, which we'll get to in a bit. The first is his lovely gold anodized aluminum pickguard. This was honestly at the top of my must-have list. The reason, apart from looking cool, is I try to avoid plastic pickguards with jacks mounted on them. It's not a question of if the guard will break, but when. They also give far better shielding as the entire pick guard can be grounded out. The second feature is an angled neck pocket, which, if I may say, well done, Fender. All offset guitars should come with one of these. Action is easy to dial in with plenty of bridge height to spare. The Gold Edition also comes with gold hardware, including this commemorative 40th anniversary neck plate, which is pretty cool attention to detail on a part of the guitar most people will never see. And then, of course, you have this lovely laurel board with Prelude block inlays, including a first fret inlay, just in case, you can't find the first fret. Hint, it's the one right in front of the nut. Kidding aside, I adore the look of this board, including a couple slight imperfections on this example, which to me helps it look more like natural mother of pearl. Okay, so let's talk fit and finish. First of all, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Overseas instruments are going to need a proper setup. Even if they're perfect when they leave the factory, a lot can happen during that long haul shipping. In the case of this guitar, the neck was so bowed that from the 12th fret onward, it fretted on fret 22 on the high E. Nothing a few turns of a truss rod wouldn't fix, but it's something you should be aware of. The fretboard was also bone dry to the point where it looked almost tan, so I gave it a couple good oilings while the strings were off, and now you can see it's a much richer brown, almost rosewood colored, but not quite. And of course I set it up with some proper Apex strings that feel and sound so much better than the dental floss it shipped with. Bridge adjustments are a treat on the Mustang style bridge. So much easier to deal with than the standard Jazzmaster style, and honestly it didn't need much. Fret ends can be felt if you're really trying, but nothing sharp and nothing that will impact playability. Frets are a little scratchy out of the box, so if you're going to be doing a lot of bends, you may want to give these a polish. Otherwise, no complaints. Wiring looks good, though the pots are minis if that matters to you. Trim system is actually a lot smoother than the one on my vintage modified Jaguar, and the arm stays in place without needing the hammer or pliers treatment. Maybe it's that gold plating creating a tighter fit, or maybe Squier's QC is just better these days. Anyway, without further ado, on to some sound demos. I'm playing straight through my Orange Crush RT35 without my usual noise gates so you can get a gauge on the hum factor. Enjoy! So final thoughts. If you're wondering whether to buy this guitar, do it. It's inexpensive, the value's likely to go up once it's out of production, and you get a lot of premium features. And while it's not Fender USA quality, it's really not far off. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I should add that I'm not sponsored in any way. I paid for this instrument out of pocket, and I'm glad I did. With that, folks, I've been Astrid Lenore. Till next time, stay beautiful.